Hello, welcome to this weekend's Punters Guide. Yes, we are here at York for the Dante Festival. Looking ahead to Newbury though, and the first big Group 1 for the older horses, the Lockinge, on Saturday. We've had some classic clues this week. I think the Oaks picture's a little bit clearer what we've seen here at York and at Chester last week. The Derby, Betfred Derby picture, not so, a little bit murkier.
Oh my word, they were going into the Dante, 4-1, 5-1 the field. Nobody really knew, did they? And I'm afraid that's going to be the picture for the Derby. But it opens it up, doesn't it? You know, we've got so many in there with an opportunity. Horses are going to be supplemented. Aiden's going to have a few runners, I would imagine. It's going to be a big field. It looks set fair for an absolute belter. Set your alarm early as well. We'll be going off 1:30 for the Betfred Derby. So, yeah, it's got a huge amount going for it with a big field going to post.
Yes, cannot wait. A couple of weeks away until that. But let's have a look at Newbury then on a Saturday, as we mentioned. 7 go to post in the Carnarvon Stakes. Lady Amana is an absentee. Noble Style, the Gimcrack winner here at York, drops back in trip from 6th in the Guineas.
Yeah, watch that run back. I think he was actually right on Chaldean's tail as they came up over past the bushes and down into the dip. Clearly didn't stay. He carries himself a little bit awkward. I'm not sure that all has been well in the camp, but he sets a really good standard. I mean, Shaquille has come a long way in a short space of time for Julie Camacho, good winner up at Newmarket, but surely not good enough. Surely not good enough. Noble Style, what is he? Just about even money, somewhere around there anyway. He'll be the cornerstone of many an acca.
There we are, the Noble Style for Jason to get favourite backers off to the perfect start at Newbury. The 225 is a Group 3, the Al Rayyan Stakes. Isra coming back here. He had some good form last season, but YIBIR and Haskoy, we mentioned these a little earlier on Betfred TV. Haskoy looking to lower the colours, Frankie in action, but YIBIR, solid yardstick.
Yeah, he is. He's been all over, hasn't he? Belmont and everywhere, and he keeps on winning. He's been getting the better of Bolshoi Ballet on a few occasions. Why have they kept him in training as a 5-year-old? He must show an awful amount at home, Bolshoi Ballet. Gassi went on that charge a couple of years ago. Kamari solid. The Siskany form from Dubai is strong. Old Harrovian, why are they throwing him in? They went at Chester, didn't they? And off a mark of 94, if he runs close to a YIBIR, he's going to be 110, 115, something like that. So big opportunity there. I quite like the fact that Haskoy came an awful long way in a short space of time. Second to Eldar Eldarov before getting thrown out in the St. Ledger. If Haskoy is going to lower the colours of YIBIR, it's going to be there.
Yeah, it is interesting. Haskoy, also Alder, you mentioned shattering a potential handicap mark. Did want to run at Chester. The ground went against him. I think highly of this one. He's really interesting for Andrew Baldwin, but it's Haskoy for Jason in that Group 3. One of the big 3-year-old handicaps of the year is the London Gold Cup. A couple of years ago, Bay Bridge won it. He's gone on to Group 1 success. Cannock Chase has won it. He's been a Group 1 winner as well. Lots of stars have come out of this, as they usually do. Bertinelli goes for Aidan O'Brien. He was a potential Derby horse. He's supposed to run at Lingfield last week. And EXOPLANET, well, his form looks pretty solid, doesn't it now?
Yes, he's the talking horse from Newmarket. There are 2 that come under that banner. Desert Hero, remember he went to Sandown on his second start and it was all the rage. This is the next superstar. I think he had to go up to Redcar to regain the winning thread, didn't he, at the back end? So he starts off on a realistic mark. I certainly respect him. EXOPLANET, the dogs couldn't have barked any louder about him for his return. I'm going to give him one last roll of the dice. I've seen plenty of these horses before. You know that they work tremendous in the morning and don't always produce in the afternoon. But I'm going to give him the pass because it was real soft at Newbury. Much better conditions today. So EXOPLANET.
Yeah, I'm with EXOPLANET as well. As you mentioned, behind Military Order, he's won at Lingfield. The 3rd chess piece won here as well for marching a pound lower than EXOPLANET. Surely he has to be a big player in the London Gold Cup. Then the big Group 1 that we talked about, it is the Lockinge, 13 set to go to post. Plenty throwing their hat into ring. With the absence of Baid now, the mile division is up for grabs.
Yeah, it is. William Haggis has got My Prospero. I was listening to him talk about that horse earlier on, and he was saying that, he thinks a mile and a quarter is absolutely ideal, but he's got to set him off at the mile division because he feels there's a gap in the market there, and there are a lot of opportunities. Check and Challenge on the recovery. Modern Games, we know how good he is. 121 official rating. And John Gosden has thrown Laurel in down the bottom, you know, with Frankie Dettori. She's bound to attract a lot of support. Very smooth winner underneath Ryan Moore at Kempton when we last saw her. But Light Infantry, he rounded off the back end of last season with a brilliant run over in the Golden Eagle in Australia. Was arguably unlucky, had great form behind Inspiral last year, and his run at Newmarket was in a small field, no gallop, all a bit messy, rode him forward, and he wants to be coming from the clouds. So I think that Light Infantry, Spencer Special, dropped in late, fast and late, good change of gear. David Simcock back up the top table.
Interesting. Light Infantry, yes, Jamie Spencer, wonder how he'll be ridden. Probably put to sleep off the back and coming through late, one would imagine. So that's at Newbury, the main meeting on Saturday. Anything at HQ that maybe caught your eye?
Yeah, there are a few actually. Gulmarg, who goes in the 205 at Newmarket, ran behind Surely Not at Newmarket. That form been rubber stamped up at Chester. I thought that was a really decent performance and one who's going under the radar. And Hayley Turner rides Jumbo for Tom Clover. Now, Tom Clover, you look at his strike rate, he hasn't had much luck. A few horses hitting the board, like with Free Wind here just the other day. But Jumbo, 25 to 1, ran close up in the Windsor Castle. That form is rock solid. I ran about 25s over 7 furlongs at Newmarket. Big each-way player.
There we are then, yes. Big each-way player, Jumbo then for Hayley Turner. Would that be your best bet as the one at Newbury, or what do you think is the strongest bet on your card on Saturday?
I think that at the prices, I'd have to go with Jumbo. I think a big each-way price. If you're cornerstone of the ACCA that I'll be having, Noble Style, I think that he goes in the first.
There we are then, back from the Classic Noble Style backing trip to 6 furlongs. So it's been a very entertaining week here at York. You mentioned the Oaks picture a little bit clearer, the Derby a little bit murkier after the Dante did not set it as clear as we had hoped. But looking forward to the action at Newbury and Newmarket on Saturday. Best of luck if you're following Jason with his selections.